Haisikiki jamani. Wiper. Karibu, Your Excellency.
My brother Gideon Moi, Senator Baringo and Chair of KANU, our party chair, Madam Agatha Solitei, National Director of National Elections Board, and the Elections Board here, I can see your team is here, Uma Matemu and others, your Vice Chair, Waheshimiwa wabunge, mabibi na mabwana, our media, welcome to SKM Command Center. I think by now this place is not new to all of us. Today, I want to be very brief. I know the country is almost at a standstill, with a lot of expectation, a lot of anxiety, and I want to ask all of us to please relax. Please relax. It will be recalled by many Kenyans that, I forget the date, but it was the famous Jacaranda grounds in Embakasi East, when I declared that I was willing, ready and able to say my brother Raila Odinga Tosha for a third time. But since that time, a lot of things have happened that have tended to negate that very spirit. Recently I went on a tour of Mombasa through Makueni and Taita Taveta counties and a bit of Kwale, received in Mombasa by very enthusiastic Kenyans who are telling me, we will not allow you to go and do that interview. And they gave their reasons. Having deputized my brother Raila twice, was even President Kibaki's vice president, they thought we had the credentials. And so at the end of it all, I presented myself, much to the consternation of so many of them who felt I shouldn't have. But those Kenyans who know my very clear stand on humility and values and servant leadership, I felt I didn't want to give the impression that I was arrogant, that I was proud. I didn't want to appear before eminent personalities like Bishop Mjenga, Bishop Zacchaeus Okoth, and others. And I took the decision then to go. In fact, immediately after I finished that conversation, just strictly not an interview, I left for an assignment in Juba, South Sudan. And when I was there, I tried to follow what's going on. That this matter of who will be Raila's running mate will actually be resolved by Raila himself, myself, possibly Moi has been a very key member of the council established and the Azimio. And the council chair has been President Uhuru Kenyatta. So I want Kenyans to know we've been in full consultations, that although the eminent persons have done their work, the final decision has actually been taken by the candidate himself, the Honorable Raila Odinga, his own decision, which I respect. And I wish him and his running mate, our sister mother Karua, well. But I also made it very clear that if I know my country, if I know our country well, that decision will meet with overwhelming opposition. And therefore, We have agreed to go our separate ways and compare notes as we move. I'm talking to you as my brother Gideon is here, and I know that some people have been saying Gideon was sent to rope Kalonzo in, but remember Gideon, when we had CJ, we used to call him Mr. Ropeman. He was supposed to rope. And I spoke this morning to Honorable David Ocheng, who is in the United States. Must have been very early for him, and he's fully with us in these things. So, in order to go our separate ways, the options are obvious, that we need to revisit the matter of the coalition under the Political Parties Amendment Act. And my honest opinion, and this is what I'm going to follow through after this, is OCA continues as originally established, Azimio continues as established, originally established, and we move on. We move on. Compare notes. We have a business here to save this land, to rid this land of corruption, to rid this country of negative energy, hatred, and our manifesto, Wiper Democratic Movement. You have snippets of the same 24-hour economy. When I was in Mombasa, I reminded everybody, hey, listen, don't quote about standard gauge railway. It's an important piece of infrastructure. Never mind the exorbitant cost or whatever others may think. But look at the bigger picture. Declare Mombasa and Lamu free ports and see what happens. What happens, and work 24 hours. Therefore, we need to reset our minds as Kenyans. I will be talking. In fact, I had convinced our political team, call them politicos, when we've been consulting on some of these issues. I said this week, I am going to be mute. But it became necessary because of the outcome of these consultations that I have to speak. Soon after this, I want to go mute for another 1 week to reflect and to think, because these are weighty matters. And I know people, the ordinary folks who rush out there, do their blogging, very good, paid to blog, call us names, do whatever they want to say, but we will remain very firm, very, very firm. Because I think the majority of Kenyans want an alternative between Kenya Kwisha and Azimio. That's now the fact. Kwa hivyo, hakika tutaweza. OCA, hakika tutaweza. And I'm saying what I'm just said here is in absolute good faith.